Hey guys, that's Tim.
And that's Dan.
That's Bob.
That's Spencer.
And this is the Board Game Rundown, and we're all discombobulated. Anyways, today we are going to talk about games we played. We're going to talk about news. We're going to talk about crowdfunding or Kickstarters, maybe both. And then we got a top 5. We got top 5 icebreaker games that aren't party games. I put that rule in there because it's too easy.
I tried.
What?
There might be one that snuck in. I don't know.
What?
It depends on how you define party game.
If we need to beat Spencer, we shall.
Yeah.
And
we'll flog him until his morale improves.
Yes, and you could pay us money to get footage of that.
Yes.
We're not going to give that one away for
Or
free.
subscriptions. Subscriptions?
Yeah,
Yes.
subs.
Subs.
We'll
Yes.
take subs. Right at the top of the show, right now, when this comes out or real close to, if you find us on Facebook, we are going to be running a contest along with our friends at the Board Game Mechanics. We're going to be giving away a brand new in-shrink copy of Abomination.
So good.
I'm
the
jealous.
Heir to Frankenstein.
So good.
So get on our Facebook, find us there, and we will have links. So look for the Board Game Rundown on Facebook. Ask to join to the group. We will say yes. And also go to the Board Game Mechanics on Facebook and find them, join their group, and then it will have links to do the things so that you can win yourself a copy. We will send it to you. So what's going to happen is
gratis.
the mechanics are going to pick one, we're going to pick one, and then we're going to roll off between the winners of the two to see who gets the
See
thing.
who gets the group. Nice.
So somebody's going to win it, and I wish it could be me.
It's so good. I'm glad I already have it.
I know.
No, I don't have to win it.
Right. It's a really awesome game.
Yep.
So anyways, for more details, please go to one of the Facebook groups.
Check 'em out.
Always, it's going to be liking and subscribing. So,
Yep.
spoiler alert. And, share it with your friends. Actually, get all your family members to then like and subscribe. So then if
they win, you still get the game.
you still get the game. And
just don't tell them about the game.
And get your friends to do it. If your friends do it, they can invite you over to game night.
And you still get to play the game.
Get to play it.
Ding.
Boom.
All right. So let's do games we played then.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's quite a list.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say the one that we played last night and had a really good time playing.
Which
Okay,
one?
Which one was that?
The only one that we had a
Did
good
we?
time playing?
Nuts so fast.
Oh my gosh.
This is a game
No, it's okay.
where there are an assortment
ridiculous.
of wooden pieces in the middle of the table. They all represent nuts. There's cashews and walnuts. There's an almond and a pistachio. And they're flipping over cards. And you need like 4 of a kind to come up or 7 of a kind.
Or
Two
two
sets of
4 of a
four.
kind.
2 sets of 4,
Yeah.
but depends on what you're going to grab.
Correct.
So everybody's going and grabbing like the one, to get the nut that they need.
But if the 5 of a kind shows up, you can't grab it. It has to be exactly
it has to be the exact number. So there's
you're
penalties.
all counting, and you're
Yeah,
like,
if you
I
grab
can
the
count.
wrong
Oh.
thing, yeah.
And sometimes somebody just grabs something.
Make a motion.
And then everybody just
Scrambling trying to grab
it
stuff.
goes nuts.
Or one person grabs
Yeah.
something and everyone sits there staring
Yeah,
at
like,
them
what
they're
are you
an idiot.
doing? Yeah.
Right.
But that's not, you weren't supposed to grab for that.
Which
Oh,
Which also, I won on that one, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
No one else saw that it was the time to pick up the pistachio.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I saw, but the second your hand started moving, I was like, I'm not going to beat
It's
him.
too late.
And I just sat there. I accepted
Don't-
fate.
At
Watch
least
for people
don't
with
grab the
long
wrong-
fingernails.
The wrong nut.
I use the right hand,
Yeah.
But
which is the
also,
left hand.
also what they do is there are number cards, and so there's
Oh,
3
yeah.
poses.
And they are randomly generated,
So
basically.
you might have
Yeah.
to do something. So
yourself-
Bob kept
I kept doing the wrong
at
one
least 4
every
times in
time.
a row. Bob was really quick doing the pose, but he did the wrong pose.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like this, and
It
I
wasn't
kept doing
just the wrong
this.
pose, he just did the bunny ears
Every time.
no matter what.
It's not a good strategy.
So-
Not a good strategy.
Anyways, this game is inane, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it is,
We were laughing our butts off.
It
Yep,
is.
yep.
I
It's
mean,
It
silly.
was fun.
It's silly. It's a lot of fun. You can play with kids,
Yep.
or family,
It's
or
quick.
just a bunch of adults.
Yep. Like 10
we
minutes.
we only played 1 round.
That's
just,
true.
Just
Yeah.
to play.
That's
I mean, we
why
could
it
have
was quicker.
we could have played
Sure.
2 more rounds. Is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
go through, but it was fine.
Yep.
Good times.
That was fun.
Not so fast. Really enjoy. What else you guys play?
Yeah, go for it, Dan.
Okay, I'm just going to talk about my big one, and then the rest will just get mentioned, really. So I finally, for Christmas, got Forgotten Waters.
Ooh.
And I finally got Forgotten Waters to the table. Forgotten Waters is a scenario-based story RPG game where you're playing as pirates, and it's like semi-cooperative. There's a lot of stuff going into it. I was blown away. My brother was saying this might be one of his favorite games of all time. Like, it has a book, kind of like Tales of the Arabian Nights and stuff. Well, I guess more like Near and Far,
Near and Far,
Sure.
whatever,
yeah.
where you're opening up and then the pages are the locations you're at. So the left page is like beautiful arts showing where you are, and the right page is a bunch of worker placement spots. and then you're going around and you're placing your pirates on these spots and doing whatever it says, and everyone has roles in front of them. So there's the bosun, there's the first mate, there's the guy in control of like cannons, and there's all these different spots, and so you're controlling the ship's health and how many cannons are loaded, and your who's the captain could change each turn because it's basically whoever has the highest influence on the influence track kind of thing or whatever. And then on top of all this, you have this character sheet that has this paragraph backstory about your character that you fill in with Mad Lib at the beginning, and then as you're doing stuff, you level up your character. You have a constellation that are all different between all the players. So my constellation shaped like an octopus, right? And then as you level up, you're marking off stars. And whenever you get to certain spots on the constellation, you flip your board over and you read off kind of a sentence explaining where your character is in their story. And you progress through this story using your Mad Lib and everything. There's a map where you're moving, you're sailing your ship around, and you're looking. You have a mission, right? Scenario based. So like R1 was get to a certain island where you're traversing. When you're moving, you're flipping over exploration tiles, and you're encountering. We encountered this Royal Navy ship that we had to get in a fight with, and we were everyone had to man cannons on the worker placement board and everything, and get all this done. There is so much going on in Forgotten Waters. I was blown away, man. Like, it feels like you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons kind of game.
Nice.
But then it's also like a worker placement game.
Sure.
And like it's I don't have like enough to say
So-
about our
Right.
experience.
So how is scenario replayability? Like, could you go back and replay that
insanely high,
scenario?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Insanely
That's
high
awesome.
replayability on all the
That's great.
scenarios. Yeah.
That's,
It's
it
not like one of those
sounded
things you
like
go through and you're like, oh, I have all the answers. Now I can play this one
Right.
super easy.
Yeah, I
but
believe there's
still-
only because you play it through. That's another thing. You play it through an app, and you don't have to, but we had it too, to where you turn the audio on, and then all the story is read to you with super
Narrated,
high quality
yeah.
voice everything.
Wow.
So
Sure. Talking about
and
that.
different voice actors. Like people
Excellent.
voicing all
That's
the different
great.
characters and stuff. And so you're really getting into this story it's telling. But I was gonna say, I think from the app, I can't remember, but I think there's only like 3 scenarios, but
Sure.
they're so replayable that it
Gotcha.
just doesn't matter.
Oh, that's
you know?
great.
Yeah,
That's great.
We're gonna have to check that out this week. I like
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's kind of a long one because I think we played for like 2 hours, and that was half the game. When you get halfway through the story, you can save.
Like
You write
save
down
the
where
game.
you are,
Sure.
and you can choose either continue again or come back on a later date and play the second half of the
nice.
story.
Okay.
So yeah,
Very neat.
Forgotten Waters, guys. It was the newest Crossroads game by Plaid Hat.
Nice.
So yeah,
Well done.
Yeah.
That sounds way better than.
Dead of Winter. Is that what you're gonna say?
Sure.
Mm.
But it's full co-op.
No, semi-co-op, because technically you're all helping each other. You're on the ship, and so it's like someone's got to do this, someone's got to do this. But technically, whoever gets far enough in their personal story
Story.
wins at the end.
Okay.
So you might purposely be leveling your guy up, stopping other people from leveling up because you're like, I'm going to finish my story.
Okay.
Spencer, what you got?
Well, we played Bang and
we
Bang
did.
Dice Game.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Dice
both
game.
of those.
Yeah.
A lot.
They're fun.
Yep.
Well, you got to
I
be.
mean,
You were like, we randomly dealt out the character cards, and then we randomly dealt out the roll cards, and both times Tim was the same character,
Blackjack.
And the same role.
sheriff.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
the sheriff both times,
Crazy.
which is
Yeah.
really weird,
That was weird.
but that's fine. Yeah, I really like Bang a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying out some of the expansions.
Yep.
DV
Yeah, I'd like to try
Jockey
the
sent
expansions.
us the Bang and the expansions for Bang, just the regular Bang, and then the dice game and the expansion for that. So we're going to be getting into that and doing reviews for it. But I wouldn't even say that I liked one more than the other, like because they played different
Played
enough.
differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean they both played. We played pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
5 players. We played at 5 players with both games.
To be honest, it was really 4 players for most of it because I died pretty quickly. Twice.
Well,
He attacked
showed your
everybody,
rump.
and we're all like,
You showed
okay.
your rump pretty quick, and we knew what you were.
I did only I had a hand limit and I had to play something.
You chose.
I
You could have
chose.
discarded. But yeah, no, we were like, okay.
Yeah, basically he was like, pow, 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 ha-ha, and then we all went, okay, boom. And we
Spencer's like, I hit
Why'd
you for
you guys
2,
attack me?
and you guys all for 1,
But then
and
the
you
second
for
time,
1.
the second time I was doing fine until the Indians came and just they riddled me with arrows.
Yeah, you kept
Just
rolling the
brrr.
arrows, and they
I got
shot
all
you
the
full.
arrows.
He
Yeah.
literally got like 7 arrows in one
In
turn.
one turn.
I've
It was
never seen
terrible.
We
that.
were all kind of laughing. It was pretty good.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a good time.
I'm a huge fan of Bang the Dice game. Talked about it a lot. So finally being able to play Bang was awesome. It is insane how different and same they are.
Right,
Like it's
right.
really weird that
Right.
that juggle
Yeah,
act
they were
that they
quite a
did.
bit different.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're different enough that you could have both of them. Like one doesn't kill the other.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like you
Could.
could have both in your collection, and it's like, oh, you like rolling dice better. Like, let's just
Sure,
play.
one's a Yahtzee mechanic and one is a hand management mechanic.
Right,
Sure.
right.
But everything else is very simple.
And the theme is
Correct.
really fun. I like the theme and the cards
And the range.
and the way that that things
the
work
range
and stuff.
mechanic's interesting.
So, all right, Bobby.
I mean, am I ripping through this list or what am I? Because I mean,
I mean,
all right. So let me go over one we just did. We just played it. Tim got to play it today. Dan and I have played it a few times.
Yeah.
We have a review of it coming up. Where would that would be?
It will probably be. It's gonna be close. So click. It's right there. It might not be up the day.
Right.
It's gonna be close.
It's gonna be close. What about this one? But this might be up a little bit before that. But
I don't know.
Dune Imperium. It's by Direwolf.
Legendary,
Legendary. Deck building, worker placement, set in the Dune.
Pete Denon.
It's so good. So on theme.
Designer of Clank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah,
really
good
good.
stuff.
I
It's
mean, the
on
game
theme.
literally when we saw it in the news that was announced 6 months ago, whatever. It literally had nothing going against it. It was just it checked off every. It
It's
checked
like,
off
oh,
more
it's a deck
boxes
builder.
than
Oh,
I've
it's a
ever
worker
seen.
placement. Oh,
Yeah.
it's resource management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
IP'd
Dune.
be like,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, it's
Yeah.
by Clank.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, plus,
Mhm.
plus, plus, plus.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And it lived up to it.
Yeah.
I mean, no spoilers. Watch our review.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, sure.
man.
Okay,
because
well,
we played a bunch of games together.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try to get on some of those. So, How to Serve Man, we all played that.
Yeah, I really
Tim
like
got to
it.
teach
It's-
that. It was fun.
It is a cheeky
Yes.
worker placement.
Yeah, where you're
Yeah.
literally cooking up people and eating them.
I
Yeah.
love the mechanics of the game a lot and like what you're doing and the theme of the game and stuff.
Mhm.
I just got really unlucky with my whatever they're called.
Your judges.
Your judges. Yeah, I
Yes.
just got really unlucky
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
So if
Judges
you
can
get unlucky
make
with
or break
judges,
you in
there's
that.
not much you can do. You just kind of sit there and be like, I'll do the best I can.
Yep.
But everything else in the game I thought was really awesome.
It was funny. Yeah.
And I like the
Cheeky.
I like the unique components with that, right? Like
Yeah.
so you start off with the red
with the
meeple,
red
which is
human.
the raw meat,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the white squid from Mario.
and then you've got it's
No.
a turnip.
The turn.
So you got vegetables. So depending on how you cook
How you
them,
cook
you
it, it
get
turns a different color.
Right, so you get a brown meeple for a baked thing, a black meeple
You
for
fry
a
it.
fried thing, and then a white meeple for a boiled thing.
Yeah.
And you can combine any two ingredients for a sauce, which looks like a blood drop.
Just blend it in. Yeah.
Like the nastiest pinkish colored
Yeah,
yeah,
blood
it's
it's
pink
drop.
slime.
slime.
So good.
Yeah.
And the names
nuggets out
of the recipes are
Yeah, the
hilarious.
names
They are
that
funny.
was
Baked
good.
Alaskan is still my
Baked
favorite,
Alaskan.
just
Baked
because they
Alaskan.
didn't do anything
It
to it.
sounds real.
Yeah.
It is real. Baked Alaskan is a thing.
See, I've never
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
It's
it's
a-
a real dessert.
okay.
Yeah.
It is a
Baked
real thing.
Alaska,
But
not
it's-
baked glass skin.
No, it's the
okay,
same. No,
yeah.
it's baked. I
No,
thought
it's-
it was
it's
baked
ba-
Alaskan.
No, it's
No.
no, it's not.
I always just thought it was. Maybe
No.
because I saw that card and now I've
Now,
just.
yeah, you're
I
gonna go to
just-
a restaurant and say, do you have the baked Alaskan? I'll
Yeah.
take that."
I like feet loaf.
Feetloaf
Feetloaf
was
was,
good.
was my
Yeah.
favorite one.
Yeah,
Feetloaf.
that was a good one.
It was a chin confit or something like a chicken confit, but it
yeah,
was a
chin confit, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
So-
Funny theme.
Yeah,
It's-
and all the judges had cute little names and things. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're clearly a lot were based on other things.
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
had
some-
Vason the Slasher.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was
And I-
Jason X.
And I'm pretty certain some of them were the faces of actual Kickstarter backers.
Yeah, because
Yes.
it said
Yeah,
Kickstarter
'cause-
on there.
And I remember Vason the Slashers. The thing he got me was just have a bunch of uncooked bodies at the end of the game. Like
Yeah.
he's like I don't need to eat these people. I just collect
I just
dead
want to.
bodies.
I just want to kill them.
And I had the Wonder Dog, whose job was to have no cooked bodies.
Right.
He wanted,
Oh,
or no,
He wanted all cooked
yeah,
meat,
he wanted.
and
yeah.
but he didn't like other judges.
No,
He
he didn't
wanted
like.
to be
He
the
didn't
only
like other
judge.
judges. No,
You want to be
didn't
the
like
only
that.
judge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's worker placement,
Yep.
resource management, contract fulfillment,
Mhm.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, really basic.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was good.
but fun. But fun.
So keep it along.
Forgot we played that.
Dan came over with Catherine and taught me San Juan.
Oh yeah, we taught him
Yep.
San Juan.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I liked it. It was
Never
neat.
played?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Bob
Classic.
destroyed us.
I did.
I knew you would. That's actually the whole reason I wanted to play. Because I was like,
Yeah.
"Here, Bob, you'll be really good at this game." So
So yeah, that was a good time. It was a classic, one of those classic games I just hadn't had a chance
Sure.
to play yet. So I played Quacks multiple times.
No way.
What?
Yeah, shocker.
I also played Quacks.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to fit in.
Cool. No, not Tim. I tried to get you to play Quacks last night. You didn't want to play it. That's fine. But my favorite game that I think of the last
Uh-oh.
week that we played that I'm trying to get
Oh,
Oh
sure.
yeah, I know.
Tim.
I know what
to,
it is
to
'cause you
give
haven't mentioned it
up.
yet. You haven't mentioned it yet.
Black Fleet.
By
Black
Space
Fleet.
Cowboys.
Yeah, it
it's,
was so good. Like I've been looking for like a good pirate thing where you've got merchants trying to pick up goods and sell them, and you got pirates that are trying to intercept that, and then there's like navy fleets that everybody can have control to go and take out the pirates. I had so much fun playing this game. I'm mad
It
that I
was
lost.
fun. But it was
But I would like to
was
play again.
close.
It was very close.
the
at the
three
end
of
the game.
us.
Yeah, we're all
were
within
just
one turn.
neck and neck.
Yep.
And honestly, honestly, we made a mistake in the first turn, so he basically lost out on around.
Dan kind of should have won the turn earlier, but
Well, I think what would have happened is
If I had won a turn earlier because of the end game state, because of what you were able to do on your last turn, I think you would have won. Because I would
No,
have
no,
ended
no.
the game.
See,
And I would've gotten another
no,
round.
see,
Round
you
would've
would have
finished.
gotten one extra turn because you didn't get that one. No one else would have gotten it. So we would have actually tied. And we would have also tied on the tiebreaker. And there was no tiebreaker beyond that.
But if I had gone again, because I was first player.
Yeah.
So if I had gone again, that round finishes, meaning he would go again.
no,
I had
know.
more
My
money.
point was, he really started the round because you didn't get your first turn.
oh, yeah, that's what he was trying to get at. Because
And
first turn.
all of this is arbitrary for you guys.
Correct.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So,
But there was a
sorry.
slight
Watch us
rules
argue,
faux
dang it.
pas
We
at the
should-
very, very beginning, and we offered Dan to go back and restart.
Have
the game.
you
over.
ever
He's like, "Let's
played a
just
board
play.
game and
Let's just
literally had
play."
3 people punch you in the face before playing?
Yes.
It was great.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, I
Oceans?
played Werewolf, Ocean.
Oceans, yeah.
Pick one.
Yeah.
So
Bob
that's-
and I
that's what happened.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not
But-
personal. It's really just
Wait,
you.
But no,
isn't that what
Black
happened to
Fleet-
me in Bang?
No, you hit
You
everybody
started
first.
I started the fight, but you all finished it.
That's right. And that's the
Damn
way it should go.
straight. Damn straight. But yeah, Black Fleet. It
Yeah,
had been on my
it's
shelf of
super cool.
shame
I
for
know.
like 2 years.
And you've been telling me, oh, you got to check it out. You got to
Oh,
check it out.
really?
You
like,
got
we
to
need
check
to
it
play
out.
it. We need to play it.
'Cause I've
we
been
need to
talking
play it.
about wanting a game
Like,
like that.
oh, we should play this game.
Yeah.
We should play this game.
And now
We
he
played
wa-
it.
on his
It's
shelf
cool.
for years.
I like
now
the,
he doesn't want to trade
Components
to
are
me.
great too. Right out of the box. Components
Yeah,
are great.
the
Artwork's
ships
really good.
like hold the little crates of goods or something.
yeah, that's
It's
so
amazing.
that's
It's
so
so
neat.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
so neat.
I
You know
like
exactly
the
how many.
Machikoro mechanic with the cards a lot.
I
Yeah.
did. I did
Yeah.
too. And I like Machikoro. I know that's an unpopular opinion,
Ooh.
but but yes, you build up your doubloons, you spend them, and then you flip over your things. That triggers end game. But they
Yep.
also give you an asymmetric
ability.
power,
Yeah,
very
which is
powerful
which is
asymmetric
way
power.
even better than Machikoro, right? Because Machikoro, you unlock this, everybody's got like
Everybody's
you know
the
what I
same
mean.
thing.
Everybody's got the same thing as you
Right.
unlock them. You could
Yes.
choose what order, but in this one, when you unlock them, everybody's got different things.
I would almost guarantee the Machikoro Legacy does that, though, right?
Maybe, but I've
Sure.
heard horrible things
I did
Really?
too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same.
from a very reliable source.
Okay.
But also,
I read that too.
the early powers you buy aren't necessarily weak. My first
Yeah.
power
was
Oh,
better
yeah.
than
basically won me the game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said. Is they all feel insane.
they're all
But you
Right.
can
Yeah.
choose what order you want to buy them
Right,
in.
but you don't,
also.
you don't
Definitely.
get to, you don't think you get to look at them before you choose though. Do
I
you?
never even used my,
I
my
didn't,
biggest
we
power.
didn't.
We didn't.
There's
we
no
didn't.
way.
I'd play that you don't look at them, so
Yeah.
that you just kind of get
And
the
you're like,
surprise.
"Ah."
Yeah, but yeah, man. Oh, Black Fleet.
Black Fleet was
That-
a good
That was
time.
fun.
That's gonna get played a lot.
Yep.
That is going to get played a lot. That
Yep.
was a good game. What else? Anything
I
else?
had one last game. This is a game that Tim talked about earlier. You have a chance to win this if you look at Board Game Mechanics and Board
It's a
Game
bit of
Rundown
an
on Facebook.
abomination.
Abomination.
Man.
Super good, super on theme. It's a little bit long, but I enjoy that. Like, I'm enjoying the theme and what's going on so much that I don't mind that it takes an hour and
Listen,
a half to 2
don't
hours
be
to play
too
the game.
proud to use the animal part strategy.
for
My
sure.
dog man won me the first
Yeah,
game we
that
played.
little tiger blood's good for you.
yeah,
I'm not sure it worked out for me.
yeah, it didn't work out for him. So
yeah,
much.
yeah, so much.
He is kind of a
But yeah.
Frankenstein's
Bit
monster.
of an abomination.
He's a bit
But
of
yeah,
an
no,
abomination.
it's just so cool. Like, I'm gonna go to the morgue and get some body parts, or I
Yeah.
need something super fresh. Kill Tim. you
Yeah.
know? Look at all these fresh body parts.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you don't want that liver.
yeah. That one's
Wow.
used up.
They're
Throw
good.
that out.
But yeah, no, it's a great game.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a great game.
And that caps off my list.
All right.
I got a couple.
Okay.
I taught another person Potion Explosion.
Yeah.
Fun little game. I unfortunately did something I wasn't trying to do, but I did kind of stomp him. He said he still enjoyed the game quite a bit. It was his first time doing something like that, and for some reason, I really enjoy how good I am at Potion Explosion. Just putting that puzzle together really works. I
It's
never
satisfying.
do puzzle stuff like that, and for some reason, it's like beautiful mind. but yeah,
Just
so
savant.
I taught that, and then we finally, with the same guy, we finally played another round. It's been a couple months of Jaws of the Lion, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the
Oh,
Lion.
right on.
Nice.
We finally played the next scenario. We got our butts kicked to the point to where
Nice.
we had to go to the forums because up until here it's been like pretty easy. You know,
Right.
we've had some little close moments, but it's been pretty easy. This moment, we didn't stand a chance. We didn't get halfway through the scenario. We died twice.
Like,
we
you doing
restarted,
something wrong
did it
here?
again.
Yeah.
So we hit up the forums, and everyone was like, oh, yeah, so this is like the
Hardest one.
yeah, this is like the wall that you have to get past. So some people say just go ahead and dial the enemies down one level,
Yeah.
because you can just do that.
Yeah, you
if
get
know,
less
if you want to play
rewards
easy
or free
mode. Yeah,
rewards, yeah.
exactly, less rewards. But but we got another Jaws of the Lion, and so
Awesome.
that was
Cool.
cool. That's it for me,
All right.
as far as I remember.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's why I try to write them down as we play them, because
Yeah.
otherwise we forget.
I've been entering everything on BGG mostly.
Yeah.
now. I
Yeah.
didn't do it
Sadly,
last
I did
night.
not do that at all last night.
I didn't do it at all last night either because I'm dumb.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
okay.
actually
we got
start
that on
doing that.
camera, so
No take
Flip that out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to news. You guys got news?
Yeah, do you guys have any?
I have some news. Do you guys
I
know?
have
Do you guys
one
not have
piece
news?
of news.
No
Neither of
news.
you have
No.
news.
Save
So,
it for
man,
you
I
guys.
wonder who has news. News boys. It's the news boys. Okay. So, I feel like they
I
just
think
know
we
that they
should get to
don't.
leave when they do that.
I
right?
think they just know they don't have to bring news anymore. Because
I don't.
We'll
I
just
don't
do
bring
it.
any more news. I was like, I'll let them do it.
So I've talked about this before, but I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth. That first of all, the first expansion for Taverns of Tiefenthal was announced.
Yes.
What?
Yup.
I did not know this.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh man.
This is news.
Yeah, it's
the
like
news boys
37th
actually have
module
news.
for The news boys actually have some news.
So it has 4 modules. There's going to be. It's called Rooms Vacant or Rooms Available or
Okay.
something.
Okay,
that
Rooms
was me
Available, probably Rooms
translating it.
Available, yeah.
All right.
So it adds wine cellars and guest rooms.
I'm in.
Okay.
Whatever those are.
I don't care. It's taverns.
Yep,
I'm in.
I'm in.
You'll get. This is the most exciting thing to me. This sentence right here. You get innkeepers that give you individual skills that give you strategies
Asymmetrical
towards
player
victory.
powers.
It sounds like it gives you asymmetrical,
Yeah.
player
Asymmetrical
powers.
player
That
powers.
sounds incredible. And then
This
it
game
adds,
is complete.
and then there's going to be like a mayor that rewards you for helping develop his
That sounds
town.
terrible. I'm out.
Yeah. That helps you, if you help him develop his town into a tourist center.
Okay.
So something about
Okay.
attracting people.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's the things announced for Taverns.
When's that coming out?
I don't know.
I need to
soon.
know.
This
I
year.
need to know.
Yeah, this year.
News boys.
Partial
Go,
news, boys.
go
Partial
North
news,
Star
boys.
Games and sing your song, and maybe they'll tell you.
Yeah, no, probably not. Don't,
Maybe.
actually, don't
Can I
sing the
leave?
song.
Don't sing the song.
Don't sing the song.
Yeah, it'll be this year. So far, it's only been announced in German. So
Oh,
it'll,
sure.
it'll come out there first. And then
Yeah. No, that's great though. I don't care. That
Yep.
designer's got a pass, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Between
Yeah.
Quacks and Taverns. It's like
Yep.
whatever. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one piece of news. It's not a big one, but it's one
you
you're
gotta
going to
follow
like.
that.
Yeah, I should have gone first.
Yeah.
Don't
Guys,
worry,
this
I
is
have
scrap
another one that's not
Spencer's
nearly
news.
as cool. So.
Yeah.
Good. And then it'll
Well, you
just
don't wanna
be
bury the
downhill
lead.
from
Downhill.
there.
You don't want to bury the lead. You got to
No,
lead strong, right?
This one gives
Yes.
Tim a point. Just point
Oh.
for Tim. A while back, I talked about Harry Potter Catch the Snitch.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
It has been canceled.
Are you kidding me? They canceled it a second time.
They
Again.
canceled it the second time, and the
I'm
reason
sorry. 2 million is not enough.
the reason they canceled it the second time is because of the world, the
Oh.
election. That's their excuse.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
That was
but
their
that's
excuse
their
last
excuse.
time.
No, their excuse was they didn't. Oh, was that their
It
excuse?
was
Yeah.
their excuse.
No, it was the
They
election.
They ran their first campaign during the election, and then they canceled it because the election they said they didn't get the numbers they wanted. But I thought it finished and funded, and now they
It
canceled
did.
it.
That's what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. I
Don't
will
be
double
wrong.
check.
Don't put an editor's note in there if he's wrong. Or
We'll
not.
put
News
an editor's
boys,
note.
sometimes we're wrong.
Sometimes we're wrong. But when we're wrong, we're going to admit it.
Talking real time fact checking. If only our
real
real
fun time
news would
fact
do
checking
this.
this.
Oh boy. Okay.
Fake
Okay,
news.
dangerous water.
Fake
Okay,
news.
no. Incorrect news.
Okay, well while he's looking
So
at
Yeah.
that,
while, while Tim's looking at that, we're going to cut to this shot over here and let Dan talk. Tim's cleaning out of the camera.
So I heard about a game that was announced called Mission ISS.
Okay.
Just not much information on it, but it sounds kind of
Wait,
cool.
Mission ISS,
Mhm.
like the ISS
Vanguard? Yeah, I know. No, it's not
Okay.
that, but
Oh, I thought you meant like.
Yeah,
in
but
full
maybe they're just doing
suspension.
independent missions for it. You know,
Yeah,
like, let's
yeah.
make missions for this other
so it's a
game.
1 to 4 player cooperative game where you're working together to build the ISS station
Okay.
or something, and you are like sending astronauts to the station to get more astronauts. You're doing research assignments on there. The thing that it kind of excited me about this is it's being made by Schmidt Spiel,
Okay.
which is
Oh yeah, they did
Taverns.
Quacks and they
Yeah.
did Taverns.
They,
and,
I mean,
yeah.
they did a bunch, but most
Yeah.
recently we talked a lot Quacks
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Taverns a lot. So they did that. So that's cool. And it was designed by Rob and Run. I don't know that company
know
by
the name,
name.
yeah.
Sorry. I'm still getting into this all this industry stuff. But yeah, so I mean, it just looks cool. I talked about on Kickstarter a while back. There was that space game where we're all building the space station.
Mhm.
So now this, I like that idea. I don't
Yeah, you
know,
like space
just-
games.
Yeah, just working together. Well, to build a space station is just cool. You know, it lets
boy.
you play more in real life physics and stuff rather than this crazy sci-fi thing. It's like, no, we're doing this actual thing that happens, and
Yeah.
we're working together to do that. I find that really interesting. So yeah, Mission ISS was announced. Don't know when it's
Cool.
coming out.
When did you
Sounds
see that this was
interesting.
canceled?
I'm trying to find it, but I can't seem to find it. So I'm going to go ahead and rescind my news.
Oh, come on, Spencer.
that really
I got
fake
all
news?
excited.
It was.
I got all excited.
I know.
So you can take that point away from you now too.
Gotta take that point away.
So you
Take
just,
point away from me too.
You think you just accidentally read about the first time it was?
I may have
canceled?
accidentally read about the first
Man,
time.
you suck.
So old news.
Old news.
Old news.
Yeah, because
Old
literally.
So anyway, that was the news boy.
News boy. He's a news boy.
That's funny.
There's nothing that I see that says it's been canceled.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
I'm going to, for Spencer, say a verbal apology to the people doing the Harry
I
Potter
want an
game
apology. I was so excited.
Because
I was excited for you.
I was about to be so disappointed in
Yeah,
you guys.
as of January
We're still talking
7th,
about
they
the
said
pledge
about
manager.
opening the pledge manager.
Yeah, so they're still fun.
All right. Then I misread. I apologize.
We are now accepting applications for to fill the other half of Newsboy. And
Yeah.
I was so excited.
I know I was very excited for you,
so
Tim. That's
excited.
too bad.
And
Sorry, man.
cut back. Anyway, that was my news. we had no other news today, luckily.
Just that one bit of news.
well, two.
Oh, the
I
two
had-
bits of news.
I had
that
two
that
bits of
Dan had,
news.
that's
No one
right.
else
No one else had any
no-
news.
no
Nobody said
news.
anything else.
had
Yeah.
any news.
Yep.
Nope. Just Kickstarters I don't like.
All right.
still
Do you want to
going
do your
on, and they're
outro
done.
What do you
or
mean Kickstarters you don't
just
like?
Jump the shark?
Hey guys,
Harry Potter, Chase
is there
the
something
Snitch.
else I can
Jump
help
the
you
snitch.
with? News, boys. News, boy. Fine, I did it singular for the second one.
You did. He's been ousted from
You're
the
the
news
news
boy.
boy.
He's on suspension.
I still needed a
That's right.
backup singer.
He's on unpaid suspension.
He's on suspension pending investigation.
Yeah,
That's right.
pending
Oh my
investigation.
gosh, I was so excited.
Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Yep. All right. So we are moving into crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding. Hey, did you hear that
Funding,
Harry Potter is going to be
crowdfunding.
doing their
Pledge
their
manager
pledge
soon.
managers soon? Anyone else hear that?
I did. I did hear that.
Disappointing.
This day sucks.
Okay, what you guys
Okay.
got?
Yeah.
Crowdfunding.
You want to go with me?
Yeah.
go.
Okay. So there's one. It's called Mission Maya. Like we did these Deckscape game recently.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's a new escape room in a box. It's called Mission Maya.
cool.
And some of the bits look super cool, but it's basically like an escape room in a box.
Like
And,
a full size box.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'll read you off a little trailer that it has here. Plane crash. Notorious archaeologist Dr. Hans, alongside his research, has been discovered. Your mission is to retrace the steps and uncover what happened to the sacred idol. Explore the surrounding areas and venture through the caves to uncover the secrets, mysteries, and solve the many puzzles left behind.
Is he actually a doctor, or does he just teach at a college?
Yeah, so you can just refer to him as Mister. He's not a real doctor.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Pump the brakes. But yeah, it's not quite fully funded yet, but there's still tons of time. 26 days left, so there's still a lot of time to get in there. If you like escape rooms, we've been starting to do more of those lately ourselves, and I enjoy them. Sometimes they are only one-time playthrough. I'm not sure how the replayability will be on this specific one.
Sure.
But I mean, I like escape rooms.
Yep.
So give it a shot.
I like locking people in rooms, so this relationship's really working so far.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'll go into mine really quick. So I don't know if you guys saw. I think it's called Masters of Mutanite.
Yes,
I
I
did see
saw
that.
that one.
They did another game previous to this one.
I did.
yeah, it's
I,
the mutants of Master Knight.
No, I didn't know
No,
what it was.
that's not
I
what it
had.
is?
I did look up what the
Yes.
guy had done, and I
Okay.
didn't know it.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
But Andrew Federspiel made a 2 to 4 player spatial deck building game.
Yes.
So there's a board with a bunch of stuff on it.
It's the
and-
city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like cars and there's water and there's fire for some reason. You're playing in Detroit, and then
Take him to
Washington D.C.
The other,
Oh,
the other
yeah.
game that
Topical.
guy made is Apotheca. So we've played that. Where
Oh,
it's
we
kinda
played
okay.
Apotheca. I like
And-
Apotheca
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
didn't see- I
That's,
didn't know that one.
that's a good little like 2-player tile.
tile placing,
Yeah.
kind of trying to like connect 3 or 4 in
Yeah,
a row
yeah,
kind of game.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's solid.
it's
Knapsack
enjoyable.
games.
And the component quality is really good.
Yeah, the
on
tiles are nice
Apotheca.
and thick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Mhm.
artwork's really vibrant.
Yeah, so this one's all about playing. You're doing your deck building, but you're building based off of where your guy is in the city and stuff. So you're chaining that together. But then also the reason there's cars and fire and stuff is because as you're playing your built deck cards and stuff, you are hurtling those things at the other players, stuff, throwing cars at them, setting their tile on fire, and all this. So
Yeah.
it's a really interactive map as
That
you're doing the
sounds
deck
good.
building. It says it plays 45 to 75 minutes. It has 18 days left as of today. So by the time you see it, 15 days left, 14 days left, something like that.
January 29th.
There you go. $45 for the game, $100 for all 3 of their games. So Apotheca, this, and whatever the
Knee
third
jerk.
one is.
Okay. Knee
What's up?
jerk.
Knee jerk.
Knee
Oh,
jerk.
okay.
That's correct. Yep. And supposed to be launching whatever in December 2021.
I'll vouch for Apotheca as a 2-player game. Really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
You can also
Fun.
try it on Tabletop Simulator.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for not saying stimulator.
Like you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any there, Spencer?
Masters
of Mutanite.
Yes.
It's a cool little art style. I like
Yeah,
it.
it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Spencer, what you got? You got one?
I have one. Other than that one, Darwin's Journey.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
saw-
waiting
I
for
saw
you.
it.
I thought somebody
I
already
saw
talked
this
about
last
it.
week.
I
And
thought we
was
talked
like,
about that
No, yeah, we
already.
didn't talk about last
Yeah, I was
week.
like, this
in a
is such a
previous
Spencer
one.
game.
Yeah, this is a Spencer game. I just
Yeah,
figured you
so
would bring it up.
You are all being, I guess, everyone's going to play as a version of
We're
Darwin.
all Darwin,
I'm
man.
We're all Darwin.
We're all Darwin.
On ships going through the Galapagos Islands, and you're getting your workers, your, I guess, assistants, to go onto the islands. It is an interesting take between worker placement and worker study. In order to be placing on locations, your worker has to study certain things. And once you open up different locations, you also have to send correspondence back. And so you have different fields you're studying. So each worker gets more specialized as you're going. You're trying to kind of get this set placement between different specimens, so you can be the first person to submit this specimen officially to the Royal Society of Science.
Right.
Science!
She blinded me.
Science.
It also comes with the Fireland expansion, which is a new map with new mechanics and stuff. And it looks pretty cool. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a very
Oh,
different
and
way of doing it.
it's like just gangbusters. It's
yeah,
the
it's
biggest
loaded.
Kickstarter right now
It's-
going, right? Or one of the bigger
One
ones.
of them, yeah.
It's already totally safe. It's going to have
Safe,
fun.
Dan. Safe.
It goes till January 28th.
Right?
by
Unlike
Thunder Griff-
Spencer's news. we
Unlike
better
Safe.
Yeah,
trust but verify.
Trust
okay?
is
You
right.
can also play this one on Tabletop Simulator.
There you go.
And it's
Cool
about
stuff.
$56.
Cool. That's not bad.
Yeah, it didn't look amazing to me, but seriously, I like I said, I've seen it for 2 or 3 weeks, and I just keep saying, when is Spencer going to talk about that? It's so
Well,
you.
the artwork is also very reminiscent of the actual artwork that Darwin had. So
Sure.
That he did in his
yeah,
notebook
that he
or
did in his
whatever.
notebook. So
The
it's
cover reminded me
pretty
a
good.
lot of that other
the other ones. Yeah,
Darwin
yeah.
game you had or whatever, where
Darwin's
you're building
Choice.
the animal
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever that is.
Oh.
Right on. Well, I got one little one.
Yeah, I saw that on there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a Tim one.
It
I'll
is.
let it go.
It is, but it's not.
Right.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I like cats.
Right.
I like Cthulhu.
Yep.
So, Call of Katulhu.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cthulhu with a K-A-T. Cat. Tulu.
It's not
That's not how you
Cthulhu.
spell cat or Cthulhu.
Listen.
I-
But it is how you spell Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
So, anyways, this is a game that has nothing to do with Cthulhu at all. There's
Or
no,
cats.
there's no
Or
mythos.
cats.
No,
like the letter K.
honestly, this game looks really cheesy. But I have one of the early Kickstarters I backed was dirt cheap because I liked the theme, and it was Laser Cat Attack.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like Laser Cats because it was based on an SNL sketch.
Are you
what
kidding?
I always just died laughing at. And the cards are literally just pictures of like kittens and puppies and cats, and you're fighting the puppies and you're doing things. So this game, you're trying to attract the breeds of cats to make sets. And so other people are using like laser pointers to stop them from getting over there at different cat toys.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's on theme.
It's on theme. And there's pictures of cats
Yeah.
and there's yarn, right?
And
Get
there's
that catnip.
So anyways, by the time this comes out, there'll just be a couple days left. It is a $10 game.
Wow, that's pretty good.
$15 get you 2 copies.
Whoa.
So buy one and give one to your friend. Not safe, Dan. It's not funded.
Not
Not
safe.
yet.
It is
Ridiculous.
it's close. It's
It's
like
close.
80.
It's gonna
It's
be
over
real
80%.
close, yeah.
They'll make it because it's almost $5,000 out of $6,000
Yep.
that they want. So anyways, Call of Cthulhu. Just a 2-player game though,
Mm.
I think. Yep.
Yep.
2-player game.
Cool.
There you go.
Right on.
Cool story, bro.
Crowdfunding. Anybody have any crowdfunds?
Nope. Nope.
No more?
Check those out, guys,
No
and
more.
also let us know in the comment section below what did we miss? What is on right now that really interests you? Also, there are some stuff on right now that we've probably already talked about in the past, and that's why we're not talking about it.
Sure.
That stuff happens.
Yeah.
Try not to beat one to
death.
death,
Yeah.
unless
Unless
we're
it's
really
Nemesis.
We really won't.
unless we're
Yeah.
really excited about it or something.
Galaxy Hunters or
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Something we talk about every week.
Yeah. Hey.
I guess I will say anybody that pledged for Frosthaven, their pledge manager is closing very soon. So
Yes.
get up on it.
And asking for troubles is opening very soon.
Oh, asking for
ISS
troubles.
Vanguard's
Troubles.
campaign is finished. So
Yep.
if you
Hope you got
want
in
to
on
get
that.
in on it,
Hope you got your stimulus check before that
Yeah.
closed so that you could afford it.
Yeah.
Good Lord, that's a
But
lot of money.
When that comes, we'll be doing an unboxing for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Probably maybe not a playthrough, but at least maybe a how to play or something
Sure.
like that on it.
And
Sure.
I'm doing sun drop and
review.
everything on it.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so now we're going to get into our top 5.
Yep.
Oh
Top
my
5
gosh.
games, icebreakers that aren't party games.
Not
So-
party games.
that break the ice.
So if you're trying to gauge like your group or like get a group to loosen up,
Right.
these are some lighter fare that you might also be able to figure out like how to rope people in, find
Right.
out what kind of games they would also like if they're newer
Right.
gamers.
They might have some like mechanics that you
You
want them to
okay?
see. Like, hey, do you enjoy this mechanic of this game?
I can't help but make a song for every segment now.
Oh, that's fine.
Don't worry, we noticed.
I thought I had like a big old booger hanging on my nose. or something. Like,
Well,
oh,
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I just hate myself.
that's fine. We hate you too.
I don't like you either.
I don't like you either. All right. So, anyways, Bob.
Yes.
Bob, what is your number 5?
So my number 5 game is one of the very first roll and writes that I ever was taught, and I've used this game many, many times to get people kind of into playing a lot of games.
This
Sure.
is a party game.
It is not a party game.
I'm just saying that because one of mine could be counted as a party game, but I don't count it as a party
Okay.
game. So this is a party game.
Quix.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Quix.
Quix is good.
Yeah.
Not a party
Not
game.
a party
I had a
game.
party once and I played that at it, so it's.
Yeah, but nobody had a good time. So
No,
it
yeah,
doesn't count.
no one was having
Right.
fun, so it doesn't count.
You're right.
But yeah, that's like a simple die rolling game where when you roll a dice, you have to mark something. You get access to the different colored dice. You've got a colored sheet with lines on there that you're trying to mark off.
Depending, yeah,
And, like,
numerical values.
And numerical, yeah, some are high to low, some are low to high to low on different lines. And yeah, it's fun.
Quix is really good and
It's,
underrated.
yeah, it's super simple. They have a really nice deluxe version that you can get that's got like dry erase
It's
boards
not
on
that much
there.
more. Spring for the deluxe version.
Yeah, it's like
'cause the-
12,
Yeah.
15 bucks for the deluxe
Yeah.
version. It's
Yeah.
Sure,
super
it's
cheap.
like the Sushi Go to Sushi Go Deluxe, whatever. It's like just get the. It's
Yeah.
they're so close.
Just
Yeah.
spend the $5 extra and
Yeah.
get the big one.
Yeah, I got my parents' copy they keep in their RV, and they play it with their friends and
That's
stuff. So any
awesome.
game that like I can get them, they pull out on their own to play with other
Independently
people.
of you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's usually a pretty
good.
good sign.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, that kind
Awesome.
of
Yeah,
gets
Quix is
everything going.
good.
Yep, it's
Quix
light,
is really
plays
good.
quick.
Plays Quix.
All right. My number 5 is a game that you showed me.
Yeah.
Cash and Guns.
Yeah, Cash and
Okay.
Guns.
Guns is great.
I almost
We
played
almost
it last
we almost
night.
played it last night.
That is also close to a party game, but I would say
It's not quite there.
yeah, it's on the line.
Mine-
It
mine-
is multiple.
That's the
I
one
have
where I wasn't
several that are
certain.
very
Yeah,
close.
sure.
Yeah,
but-
that's one where
yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is technically a party game or not.
yeah.
So the idea is you all just robbed a museum or something.
a bank. Well, yeah,
Bank,
because
yeah.
it might be a museum because there's artwork in there.
and stuff. And you're all gangsters. You're running out of ammo, and now it's time to split up the good.
Right.
And that's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got
essentially,
little
everybody's
guns.
you're gonna have a lineup of all the loot, and they might be dollar amounts. They might be artwork,
Yeah,
which
diamonds
artwork
or
works
something,
for
right?
set collection. Diamonds work for. I mean, there's set collection, and there's just money.
Yep.
And then everybody is going to then choose a hit or a miss card, basically. And that is going to determine what the outcome of this is. And then everybody's got a big foam gun,
Yeah, you got
you hold it
3
down,
bullets.
and you
So
go 1, 2, 3, and everybody points at somebody simultaneously.
unless
then-
you decide to not.
But you can
participate,
decide to
Correct.
not
You cannot
participate,
be in it.
which means you
You
duck,
don't get anything.
and you just knock over your player marker.
Yeah.
So you don't get any loot, but you don't get shot.
don't get
You can
killed, yeah.
take 3 hits before you die. If you get shot, you don't get any loot. So that's
Yep.
really tough. Yeah, and
There's
they,
also like the boss who can make
Yeah,
you
the mafia
one
boss.
the
person
Godfather
change.
can make somebody change
Yeah.
who they're pointing at.
Never
and
played.
and then you go in like turn order to pick who gets.
Yeah.
You divvy up the loot.
Nothing says break the ice like trying to shoot the people you just met.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's a great game. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I did, I did.
forgot that I even taught you that game, but it's so much fun.
Did you guys play first or second edition? 'Cause evidently
Second
they are
edition.
pretty
I think-
different.
yeah,
Second
second
edition.
edition, yeah.
Yep. Yep. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it thoroughly. That's a great game, Spencer. Good job. I approve. No, maybe a cash
You
guns,
almost
but-
redeemed yourself.
Almost.
Almost.
Give me some.
I'll work at
It's
it.
over there, Cash and Guns.
Oh,
Where-
there it is.
over there.
Cash and Guns.
Oh yeah, right there. I was going to tell you who made it.
Yep, that's a box.
There's a box.
They're gonna-
Repos production.
Rebus, yep.
Yep, that's
There
great.
you
Great
go.
game.
They did just one,
Yeah.
which is a
Better
party
not
game.
be on a
Doesn't
list
be on a list.
because that is a
Can't-
party
trust me,
game.
it would have been my number one.
I know.
Oh, I know.
And
No,
my
it's not.
number 2.
It would have been just one.
Okay,
No,
so
it can only be just one.
So I didn't write these down in order,
Cut
but
us
I'm
out.
doing it in my head really quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say so. First of all, I only picked from games that I own,
Mhm.
which limited me a bit, and then also we did the no party games thing, so
Yeah.
that limited it obviously quite a bit. So these are the games that I would usually open with People. So I'm going to say number 5 for me is Space.
Yeah.
This is a game that is very simple to teach and that people tend to understand pretty easily, but is also a nice mixture of thinkiness in the middle of the ease of play. So people tend to learn it very easily, and that's why I kept doing it. You know,
Roll
I taught
these
a couple
dice.
people.
Pick a thing and do a
I
thing.
taught a couple people, and after that I was like, oh, this is just becoming one of my teach people game because it's so simple to teach. So yeah, in Space, it's Machikoro-esque. You're rolling dice. You're either choosing to activate them together or separate, and then you're activating cards on your thing. You get money and victory point stuff. You use your money to upgrade basically the cards you have available to get stuff from on your turn and on other people's turn. So that's one of the things that's nice about teaching people too, is it's a game with basically no downtime. They're you know, especially as you get further in the game, there's actually more stuff happening on your opponent's turn than your turn. Then.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
yeah, that's it's just a game that's easy to
Keeps
get
people involved.
into it.
Yep.
Yeah, keeps them
Yeah,
involved.
solid game. AEG.
That almost made my list.
Yeah, AEG. Yeah, and I have 2 to 5 player little engine buildy game.
Yeah, it's not bad. My number 5 is one that's new to us, but I'm going to be showing a lot of people this game. It is also a roll and write. It is going to be Seven Bridges.
Okay.
I really, as someone who does not love roll and writes, this actually bumped cartographers off the list.
Wow.
Cartographers would have been mine
Yeah.
to do this, but I think this is actually a little more easier than cartographers because of the theme.
You think
So
so?
yeah, because theme-wise cartographers, I've got to go to people that don't play D&D and be like,
Sure.
oh,
This
this
is
is
the
a
goblin
fantasy
monster
land, and
Yeah.
you're going to deal with goblins.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is just like an old European city,
Right.
and we're just,
What if the people you're teaching aren't old or European?
oh, that's weird then.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Change my list real
Yeah.
quick. But no, Seven
That's
Bridges,
good. Yeah.
you roll the dice. It's going to basically give you a way that you can fill in your lines on your map.
Didn't we do a review of that?
We did do a review of that. That's really weird.
yeah.
And I had been doing a rule wrong, thanks to
But it's okay.
the designer, Ron Halliday, had corrected us, but in a very kind way. He just pointed
Right.
out, hey,
Moron.
pay attention. I don't know if you were doing this, but then he also said, but hey, if you house rule it and you're just playing that way and everybody is having a great time, who cares?
Right.
And I agree. I subscribe to that philosophy
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
But it's awesome to be able to have interaction with them as well. And actually, while we're talking about that, he's got a new game that they are that will be coming out soon, Carnivalesco. They're getting ready to start demoing it, I think, on like Tabletopia and stuff.
cool.
Okay.
And then it will go international soon.
Nice.
So I am really excited to see
Yeah.
what else that guy has
For sure.
coming down the pipe.
That was a solid roll, right?
So Seven Bridges for me.
Thanks, Tim.
Okay, so yeah, for my number 4, this one kind of gets hate on a
looks-
little bit.
I'm ready.
Um,
Sharpening my
there-
knives.
yeah, that's
hey,
right.
I was good. I didn't hate on Space Base.
So, what'd you say?
That's
there?
true.
There's multiple versions of this, but this is my favorite version of it.
I'm filling cups today. I'm not emptying them.
Oh, okay. Century Golem Edition.
Oh, I love this game.
Yeah, it's good.
I love this game.
Yeah, but
This is yours.
it's kind of like an engine
This game
builder.
is good.
You're building.
Oh, I bet
It's
you
got these
paid.
nice, beautiful tarot cards, and you're playing them, and you're buying, you're trading your gems in, and upgrading them. And
Out of
trying
the
to get a
box, the
certain amount.
components are awesome.
So
I
beautiful.
prefer the Golem edition
Same,
personally.
Sure.
Same. Yep.
It's pretty.
It is very
It
pretty.
is pretty, and
Yeah.
I like the
The artwork.
fantastical artwork.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very cool.
Man,
But,
that's
yeah,
a good one. I should have thought of that
Yeah,
one. That's good.
but it's one again that like it's got a wide range of people who enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be like super into something heavy, but there's still strategy involved, like because you're trying to like deck build and get these things to kind of trigger and like okay, if I do this, I get 4 of those,
And
and I
it's-
kill those 4, I get 3 of
yeah.
those, and it's neat.
I really like it.
I
It's
just-
hand building. It's not even deck building.
Yeah,
in a way,
right, because you do have access to all of them, so yeah, it's kind of
Right,
like hand
right.
a
Like
hand
Concordia.
engine builder. Yeah,
There are just game that do similar mechanics but way better, I think. So
like what?
I don't know. Just like a network of spies off the top of my head would be pretty cool, I guess.
Sure, but is that going to be a game that you would entry people? No, you could intro them with this one, and if you like that, you just wait till the next game.
Yeah,
it's going to be
you'll
a more
listen.
in-depth
It's
version
not
of
on
that.
this
you could
list.
you could turn Sentry into your Dominion. You're
Yeah,
like, oh, you think
exactly.
deck
Yeah,
building's
yeah.
cool?
All right, so yeah. Oh, you like Dominion? You just wait for Arctic Scavengers.
Yeah. And I'll be like, yeah, and then play 20 other better ones.
Yeah.
Oh. No,
I mean,
actually,
it's
I like
not.
to.
Arctic Scavengers is basic. Sure.
Right. I want to play with the expansions, actually. And I also, though, Arctic Scavengers, I do love the idea of that junk pile.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
It's so cool.
It is cool.
It's a great mechanic in that.
Yeah.
And I just know you liked it, so I wanted to stick a knife in your,
Yeah,
in your
that's
side.
always fun.
Because I just
Thanks,
talked
Mr.
about
cup half full.
I just talked about filling cups. And now I drain you.
Yeah.
Okay, Spence,
Yeah,
what you
cups are
got
half full. He's got he's got some room.
All right.
for number 4?
When I break the ice, I like to learn something about the other person. So
Uh-oh.
I'm a big
Truth
fan
or dare?
of history.
Oh, okay.
Timeline.
Timeline's
Yeah,
good.
Timeline's a good
That's
game.
a fun party. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
don't hit me.
Ooh. I prefer the music and cinema one.
Yeah,
but
there's
that's
just so many
because of
different
my own
versions
tastes.
of it.
Sure.
So if you've already played your version of Timeline a million times and you know the timeline now,
Yep.
just get a different one and
Throw them all in a box together.
I'll drop an honorable mention in here just because I want to know. Have you played Illusion?
No.
Oh, Illusion's fantastic.
It's the same basic idea, but instead it's abstract cards with a bunch of random color spots on it, and you have to guess which one has the most color or whatever.
And then
Oh, that's
the better,
fascinating.
what's even better about Illusion, an improvement on the timeline aspect, is that at any point in time when it comes around to you, you could say, no, that's wrong.
I query the validity of that.
Yes, and then you flip them all over, and if there is something wrong,
Yep.
then you score points,
So
right?
you could purposely, you're basically taking. Sorry, I know we're not talking about Illusion here, but I want to.
We are
But now we're talking about Illusion.
I just want to show him. So yeah, you're basically taking the top card of the deck and seeing where it fits into the line, just like in Timeline.
Uh-huh.
But like, so you could, for example, based on what he was just saying, you could purposely put the card in the wrong spot if you think it's in the wrong spot, hoping it comes back to you, just so you can say, I don't think that's right, and then take it and get the point
see.
for that. You know, as long
Yeah.
as no one else calls you out
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
Dan
But
taught
yeah.
me that game, and then I went out and bought
It's just
it.
a
like,
cool
immediately.
little variation
It's
that's
fun.
I think is slightly more accessible. Instead of I suck at history. Everyone when I bring out Timeline, but I suck at. Who cares? It's a little fun game.
Yeah.
I don't know history either, you know. But like not that well. But
Right. But that
this
guy's carrying
one-
a spear, and
but
that
this
guy's
one's
got a
just-
gun.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
But
probably
but
here.
that's what I like about Timeline is after you've played it and you're like,
Yeah, you get
what
better.
the hell? You're like, everyone.
We don't want to learn, Spencer.
But it becomes
God.
a topic
Yeah.
of conversation.
No,
When
you're
you're
right.
Like, wait, that came first?
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you're
That
right.
definitely happens.
Timeline is great.
So
I
Illusion, number 4. I mean,
No, I just
I
think
use
you should try it
Timeline.
out.
I use Timeline, the movie and music one, the same way. And yeah,
Yeah,
lots
yeah,
of good
it's great.
conversations do come out. Like, oh
Yep.
wait, that song was then.
yeah, that's
I only
exactly
have,
why I
yeah.
like it.
I only have the American history one, I believe.
Sure. All right,
So-
you're number 4.
Timeline.
My number 4.
Illusion.
Which one should I do? Which one should I do? Okay, I'll do that one. My number 4 is a game I've been playing a lot lately, and again, this has been new to my collection, but bringing out whenever people, it's like just a super simple game to just get people in the mood that we're going to be playing games and stuff, and it's just very tactile, right? And that's Quarriors. Quarriors is just a really fun game to get people because the game is so simple. You're just dice pulling, you're just bag pulling dice, rolling them, and then just assigning what you can. And then if it gets back to you and you still have some dice in front of you due to conflict, then you score them. And it's just the first person to 15 points or whatever, depends how many players you're playing with, right? But that's the whole game. The only thing that's slightly deep about the game is that the cards you're playing with each game are randomized. So you do have to look at the cards at the beginning and be like, okay, so he gives me this one gives me this, and kind of just have one person explain what they all do. And then usually you don't really need to know all of them because you're going to pick 2 or maybe 3, and you're just going to collect those dice and build an engine building with those couple dice. So like, I don't need to know what the other 5 guys' abilities are because I'm never going to buy them. I'm working on this strategy, right? So yeah, there's a bunch of cards out here, but you don't need to memorize them all. You just, when they're told out at the beginning, pick the ones that you think sounds cool and build those, right? And that's it. It's just a super fast, fun dice throwing game.
Nice.
And people have loved it. Dice Masters is a similar thing based on the same system, but much more tactical. This is just dumb fun. I love it. It's almost too random. It's just such a dumb fun, like, what just happened? I won, that kind of game. So,
Yeah, it sounds good.
Quarriors. And I recently played with the Quarterfacts expansion with adds quests you can go on now. So it's not just fighting. It has this cool quest thing. Just a cool game. Yep. Glad
Right
I
on.
finally played it.
I need to play that. I've only played the app version. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah. You don't
So-
want to play a dice game on an app.
No, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
Not near as fun. Anyway, so my number 4 is probably one of my most played games of all time. It is so entry level, but it works because the theme is easy, the game is easy, it's very accessible. It's DC Deck Builder.
I nailed it.
DC Deck Builder. Come on, DC Deck Builder. It's so you're like.
Yeah.
You want to teach people how to play deck builders. It is like
a
the
good-
most accessible way to do it without being as dry as Dominion.
Right.
It's comic book characters that everybody knows, unless you start getting into the real deep sets. Then you might be like, wait, who is that?
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, it's like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern,
Sure.
Martian Manhunter. Yeah, exactly. But and the concept is very basic, right? There's a lineup, there's supervillain, and you play cards from your hand, and you can either buy cards to add to your deck. So you go into your discard pile, discard your draw pile, empty, shuffle, make a new draw pile, and then, or you could attack the supervillain, which then a new one comes out, hits everybody for something. There's a little bit of player interaction as far as like there's attack cards and you can play defense cards and things like that. But I mean, You can get as crunchy with it as you want by playing with a bunch of the expansions, or you can just play the basic set. I don't care what I'm playing. When I'm playing DC Deck Builder, I will play any of it. I just always have a good time with it.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to get to the table with people that aren't heavy gamers.
Yep.
It's very basic and accessible.
Sure, it wouldn't be the first deck builder I show someone, but it's early.
It's no Arctic Scavengers, but it is early on the list.
Yeah,
I know
just
that's your
saying-
go-to, though.
No,
or-
I'm just saying though that there are effects on some of those cards in there that you do have to explain for someone who's never done that
Sure.
kind of game. An
Base
Arctic
game's not
Cavender's
as
in-
bad. Some of the expansions
Sure.
do add
Yeah, the
more of
base game
crazy
is
things.
is
Real
is pretty
straightforward.
vanilla, but
we
then
just kind of grown with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, because we've played each one as they come out. It's like, okay, this stacks on this.
Yep.
This it's all scaffolding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, DC Deck Builder, love it.
Okay. So for my
Cryptozoic
number
games.
3, this is a fun little game tile placement. It's called Karuba.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a great choice.
You got me Karuba for my birthday.
I
It's
did.
fun.
Yep, yep.
Uh-huh.
And so you got a little bag, and everybody has the same set of tiles, and you've got all your guys on the beach. There's temples deep in the jungle, and as you draw the tiles, they've got little paths on them, and you can place them anywhere you want. But you're basically trying to build paths from your guys to their appropriate temples, and be the first ones to get there and collect the loot. And yeah, it's simple. It's straightforward.
Well,
and-
the interesting thing, right? Like the really interesting thing for such a simple game is so the player one or whatever draws a tile, but then everyone
Everybody-
takes the same
same
tile from their
tile.
own personal supply.
Yep,
Mhm.
and
And
plays
that's
that
the one
tile.
you're placing. So everyone's placing the same tile, but
Yep.
building a totally
Yep,
unique
you reach
map.
in, you're like, all right, tile 6. Everybody grabs their tile 6, and we all place it wherever we want on the board.
Mhm.
And you do it.
Super
rinse, repeat.
interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
cool.
It's very it's
Yep,
easy,
accessible.
but it can be tricky.
Yeah.
Like if you want to play well,
Mhm.
you know, you really
Yeah,
have
It's
to.
Haba Games or Haba.
Yeah, Haba.
Yeah.
Haba, yep. and
I've
it's
got a
one
Haba
of
game
the-
on my list
Yeah,
coming
it
up.
won one of the Spiel de Jours or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
Spiel de Jar.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you've pronounced everything wrong.
That one was on purpose.
Bob
It's
Hopper.
the game of the day. Right? De jours of the day, right?
Right,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's the game
yeah.
of the year.
Oh, I know.
De Jar.
I know.
And one's French, one's German.
Yes.
Okay.
I was
Yes,
fully aware of
awesome.
that.
Wouldn't it be Yar?
Hi, Spencer.
Hi.
Yar.
What's your
It's my number
three?
three.
Number 3.
My number 3 is an old one, but it checks out.
oldie buddy goodie?
Guillotine.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
Guillotine's fun.
Guillotine's
played it.
great.
Never played it.
Is that a Steve Jackson game?
No, I don't remember.
I
It's
might
been so
be.
long because I
Yeah.
don't actually own it any longer.
Oh, sure.
But it is a game where you are one of the headsmen. You know, you're going to be taking off the heads of all the French aristocracy during the French Revolution.
You right there, Tim?
We might have a copy of it.
He's
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for that copy.
Oh,
really
we have
hard.
a copy of it.
I knew
Oh,
it was back there.
oh,
I
somewhere.
have a
I know.
feeling we
Oh,
had
wow.
it.
No, it's a Wizards. Paul Peterson. Okay. Nope. I was way off.
Way off.
Way off.
Samsonite.
Samson.
I was way off.
Swanson.
Swanson.
So there's a
Samsonite.
you build this guillotine and
Mm-hmm.
you place all of the people going to the guillotine, and every round someone gets their head chopped off, and the person who
Wow.
is in charge of the round gets the points. But before that happens, you're rearranging the line and trying to figure out, well, I want all the guards because every one of them increases the points of all the other guards, or I want to get King Louis and all this stuff.
Right.
Um,
You're trying to not only maximize the points you could get, you're also trying to limit
get-
the points
other people. Yeah.
that
And
other people can
I think
get.
it's way. Heads are going to roll 12 and up.
The one thing I say, the caveat is there's a card in there. You have blessing not only of me, but of the developer of the game. Just rip it up.
Oh yeah.
it OP?
That
Called-
mean?
It's called Callous Guards.
Mm.
When Callous Guards gets played, the lineup can no longer change. Basically, you are no
Oh.
longer playing the game.
Yeah,
Right.
you're just getting whatever you get.
Yeah, and so even the developer was like, "This was a mistake. We should not have included this card."
Sure.
So just
Get
get rid of it, and then play the game. It's fantastic
There's a card like that in Space Base too.
because you know what? It's fun to take off the heads of
Well,
French
that's just for your,
aristocracy.
and the developer didn't
It
say
is.
that. That's just a Dan
He should
says
say
that. He's coming
It
for you.
is. Yeah, Guillotine's solid, man. That's a
is.
really fun game.
It's good.
That's really good.
Okie
Right, Dan.
dokie.
Number
My
three?
number three
Number
is going to be a
three.
game I literally just talked about. Another recent to my
You
collection.
can't have
game.
Space Base on your
It
list.
is, it is insane how many people I've taught this game in the last couple of weeks, and that's Potion Explosion.
Oh, yeah.
Potion Explosion,
It's
okay.
It's a good call.
so good.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it's you just tell anyone. You're like, oh, you know, like Bejeweled or Candy Crush or any of those super famous mobile games. Yeah, this is that. But it's a board game. It has that beautiful marble sliding system. And yeah, it's on your turn. You take a marble that causes the other marbles to roll and hit each other. If two of the same color hit each other, you take all those. And then if more of the same color hit each other, you take all those. And you get I tell people all the time too. I was like, just so you know, I know this is your first game. You almost take a Doc Bad Luck token every turn. That's what I call it. It's called like Help from the Professor, but because of Dice Town, I always call it Doc Bad Luck.
Because it lets you pick one up.
You get to take a marble. Yeah, it doesn't cause any explosions. Whenever you take a marble that's not your turn's pick, you don't cause explosions. But still, I'm just like, the amount of things you can set up on your turn by changing the layout by one marble, you almost always take that -2 points every turn. It changes the game so much. Yeah, guess what? You'll end the game with negative, 10 points. You'll gain 50 points from what the combos you're setting
because
up
you're
from
able to
that.
explode so many just because of the rearranging.
Yeah, you set up all the combinations.
But yeah, so that's the whole game.
You know what's crazy is that's a cool mini or not. That is a CMON game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the marbles were originally gigantic, and they made them
And you could only get the blue ones if you back them.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But yeah, and so then you're drinking your potions. All the potions you're completing have special effects that are like completely overpowered and everything, but everyone's drinking these potions, and just a super fun game that's so easy to teach, guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just explain all the different powers. As a matter of fact, when I taught Justin the last week, I've obviously played the game quite a bit, so I taught him everything, and then I just handed him the back of the rule book and said, just keep that next to you as a player aid, and it just says what all the special powers are.
Yeah,
in the back of the rule
it's a
book,
great game.
So yeah, Potion Explosion, guys, by whatever you just said. CMON, 2 to 4 players.
CMON.
Fantastic.
So my number 3 is it's a game that I don't care. I love to play. I don't care what anybody else has to say about
Oh,
it.
it sucks, Munchkin.
I hope you can play
Nope.
it solo.
Nope. It is an AEG game, and there are so many different versions of it. But I'm fine with just the basic version. Love Letter.
Nice.
Love Letter is a great game of just social deduction.
Love Craft Letter almost made my list.
Yeah, that's good
That's a
too.
good one to win, yeah.
That's really good too. But Love Letter's so generic
It is.
that you can play with anybody
Yeah.
and get anybody into it. And then it's kind of fun to ask like your bearded friend, "Are you the princess?" And especially when he has to say yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, Love Letter is not too hard. The only problem that sometimes I have with Love Letter is it can run a little long potentially if the rounds are getting like the wins are getting spread out
Yeah.
a little bit on a higher player count. But if you play like a 3 or 4 player game, like it won't take very long. Almost everybody I've ever played this with has enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, oh, we're going to play this all night, but you play a round or two of Love Letter, and you kind of can gauge where people are at, and you can have some fun conversations about how, stuff worked out and everything. I just really like Love Letter.
Yeah,
Fun game.
I'm just not big on the social deduction games. Like that's probably my least favorite mechanic of
Blows
Sure.
my mind.
Yeah.
When you think that, but it's whatever.
It's
were
because
never
we
that
played
close
so much
anyway.
Werewolf. We played a lot of Werewolf and like Mafia
A
early
lot.
on.
Yeah,
and,
and
then,
my nieces love Werewolf, and it was literally like 20, 30 games like in a day.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, like non-stop.
yeah.
Let's play again. Let's
It
play
seems
again.
like that
Oh,
would
let's
make
play
you-
Avalon instead. Okay,
seems like
it's
that would make you
nice,
better at
but
them.
I'm what?
So it seems like that would make you better at them, and then like.
It's
them
not
more.
a fact that I'm good or bad at them. It's just whether I enjoyed them. Or not.
Right.
I'm just kind of burnt out on it. I
Yeah.
guess to say.
That
Yeah, that's fair.
sucks, dude.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I still like them. But I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
get,
it's cool.
I didn't get burnt up like you did.
Yep.
Right.
Love
Yeah,
Letter.
I mean, and I
But
do
Love
enjoy
Letter, there's a
little
lot
bit
of like
it.
timing though, and just kind of. I mean, just some of it's just straight up guessing, right?
I'm starting to enjoy some of the games that have some social deduction
Right.
in them, but not a lot. Like we played the Cult of the Deep, right?
Right.
So there's kind of a little bit in the bang.
There's
Had a little bit
also-
of that.
There's also in Love Letter not that much social deduction. It's a
Right.
lot of it is just deduction, right?
Yeah,
like
regular
clue
deduction.
style deduction.
Right.
I mean, that's
Process
really
of
different.
elimination. Like we've seen, I've already seen a noble, or I've already seen the prince, so I know there's not another prince.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he played that card, which he could only play if the card in his hand is a lower number than that card.
Right.
So it's at least it's a 2 to 4. Or
Right.
whatever.
And there's
yeah,
all kinds
so-
of different versions. Batman,
Exactly.
there's
That's
a
the other thing we love
L5R
about it. Yep.
version. There's a million versions.
Yeah.
You can get any of them, you'll be fine.
I'd rather talk about my number 2.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it. Let's talk about your number 2s, Bob.
Rude.
Yeah.
Are you regular?
Well, it's funny you bring it up,
Oh,
Tim.
boy. It's that game where the poop shoots out of the toilet, isn't it?
Oh god.
Wow.
Okay.
Taverns of Tiefenthal.
Yeah.
That
so
almost made
good.
mine as well.
It's so good. It's got deck building. It's got dice rolling. It's got drafting. It's got
You can introduce a lot
So
of
much, so
of
many
mechanics very
in
easily
one
to somebody.
simple, straightforward, pretty game.
Mhm.
And it's so good.
I love
I love
Taverns.
it. It's
It's
such
so
a great
good.
game. That's why I'm excited that there are expansions coming out for that. So good.
I didn't put Taverns on my list,
Yeah.
but man, I could have.
Yep.
I really
Yeah,
could
like I
have.
said, I thought about. I have had negative experiences with people just being
On
like, "This was a
Taverns?
little too complicated for being a first
Well, that's why you
game."
had to dial back the modules. That's
Yeah,
one of the
I
nice
gu-
things about it. So
I
if they're
guess.
super new players,
Yeah.
you won't play with any of the modules. But if they're experienced, people, then you can add a couple more modules.
It's
in.
true. At the same time, I just don't feel like the modules make it that more complicated. You
I
know?
don't either,
They add
but-
more you keep track of on your turn, but like barely
complicated.
any. I guess. Sure.
I
To count to 2 is more complicated than to count to 1, but neither
Yeah.
are complicated.
Sure.
You know.
So,
So
I-
Depends how good you are at math.
I don't feel, I don't feel
You're
that, that the modules overcomplicate anything too much. But I did the reason I left it off is because the game that I kept on instead I think is a little bit easier as an intro thing.
Sure.
But Taverns
Yep.
is like number 6, if not like anywhere else on that list because it's really good.
That's good.
Yeah. What's up?
I just think I
make a
know
face.
one you put, which is
I know what he put.
interesting.
It's probably the same one I put.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet it
That's
isn't.
Weird. Oh, well then never mind.
I bet you don't know my last 2. You will not guess.
Okay.
Probably not.
Spencer's
2.
My number 2
I went left field on purpose.
is also an older
baseball game.
one. Dixit.
Dixit, right on.
Okay.
Dixit.
Never played.
Haven't
Played
played,
it.
but I played Mysterium.
It's
You haven't
very
played either?
similar to
No, none of us
Mysterium, but
have
it's
played.
none of you have played Dixit.
No.
Nope.
Okay, so
Explain, Daddy.
have you played Mysterium?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know what Dixit is. I was just
Okay.
gonna-
Yeah.
So the idea is everyone has a bunch of cards in their hands, and the judge has one in mind. All the cards have different random pictures on them. They're artwork, and they're really weird.
Yeah, super
Um,
abstract.
And the judge is supposed to put one out that is supposed to get everyone else to think of something. And
It's one
so
of those games.
it's a judge one. So
Think like Mystery Club.
Yep.
Or Detective Club.
Sure.
That's
yeah,
what it
that's
is.
yeah. So as people are playing these
That's
cards,
a party game.
Tech.
it's not a party game.
Dixit is
No,
almost a party
the game he's
It's
comparing it to is a
close.
party game.
I don't think
Oh,
okay.
Detective Club is a party
I honestly
You
would
wouldn't call it
kind
anything?
of count
Well,
Dixit
then
as a
let's put it on
party
the
game, but it's one of those
It's not on my list.
intelligent
Yeah,
party
it's an
games.
intelligent game.
Okay.
It
Like
involves
some people say code names is a party game, but it's like
Yeah.
I would
Isn't
say
it-
Codenames
No,
is a
I would
party
say
game.
code games are a party game.
Sure,
That's
but
why I
there's
didn't
also
include
two
it.
people that sit down and play very serious code names. You know, like it's not a party game like the same way that just one is.
Sure.
Well,
Tim
I
and I
also
played
tried to
just one
limit
solo,
the player
together, like, all the time.
counts.
I heard one word
If,
glue.
Yeah.
if the game has 8 players on it, it's a pretty good chance it's going to be a party game.
Yeah.
But Dixit, I think, is a 4-player game.
Mm.
So yeah, it's all about trying to figure out what idea the judge has through these random cards. It's all very abstract, but also really cool. And the art's nice, and anyone can pick it up. It's really easy to do, and it's easy to find.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
play a card that you think most matches what he's trying to get across.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
So there
on.
we go.
Dixit.
Okay.
Very
Dixit,
popular.
I dig
Tons of
it.
It is very
expansions
pop- it
out
is
for
very
Dixit,
popular.
too.
You have one for everything now.
All right, what you got there?
Number 2 is going to be a social deduction game. Actually, it's just a deduction game, I would say. There's no really social deduction in it. Made
Love
by a
that.
good friend of ours, Robert Kerr. I don't know how to say his
Yay!
last name,
Oh, yeah,
Robert. I'm sorry.
Kerr.
Is it
That's
Kerr?
It's Kerr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Puzzling Pixel Games, which also
Puzzling
did
Pixel
7
Games.
Bridges, which
Yeah,
was
oh,
my
yeah.
number
Also
5.
did, that. Concluzio.
Yeah.
I show people
Oh,
this.
yeah,
I almost
that
put
is
this
a
on my
good
list,
one.
and I
Yeah.
chose 7
That was
Bridges.
fun.
This
I
is a
played that.
very good, simple little.
That is a deduction game.
That
straight
is a
up.
deduction.
game
yeah.
that I show people all the time. I teach people early on, and I have never had a negative experience with this game. People love it. And this is a game that almost without a doubt, every time someone plays it the first game, they play through the whole game, not fully understanding what they're supposed to be doing. Like, it's not a complicated game, but they're putting the pieces together, and then the second the game ends, they go, oh, okay, let's go again.
Yeah.
You know, and they get it clicks, and they want to play again, and then they want to play again because
But
they always think they're getting better.
Everybody
you know?
always wants a second game
Yeah.
of Concluzio.
Every
And that is a
time.
testament to how fun it is.
Yeah, it's literally it's just a game of cards, and the cards have a shape, a number, and a color on it, and you have a hand of cards with one facing away from you, and you're trying to discard cards as clues to guess what that card is that you can't see. Meanwhile, you obviously see everyone else's card, and you're giving them clues as to what their card is. That's the whole thing. Whoever can solve their card first by guessing the correct number, color, and shape wins. The thing that people never wrap their mind around the first time they play is that no other card will have 2 matching things.
Right.
So
There's only one green 3.
yeah, so even disregarding the shape, there's only one green 3. There's only one 4 triangle. There's only one. So
Right.
no other card has 2 of the same things, and that makes the deduction much more simple to wrap your mind around when you're seeing, because as you play clue cards, they're all played face up. So
Right.
you start eliminating all these options. Oh, well, it can't be a 3 because it's green, and that guy, that has a 3 green right there. And then and yeah, it just everything crumbles into this amazing amazing just deduction explosion, like the Saw movies where all of a sudden the song starts playing.
That took a turn.
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden the song starts playing and the puzzle goes together, and it
Okay.
shows you every clue.
And then
that you
someone's head
saw.
rolls, and
Yeah,
12 and up.
heads roll.
You had me. I was along the ride, and we
Shall
had
we
a
play a
speed bump.
game?
And I fell out the back of the tower.
That's how I always explain
Good
things.
Lord. Why don't you pick a good movie to...
Shut
Oh.
up. The first Saw movie's incredible. I don't care if you
No.
don't like it. The first
No.
Saw
Tim,
movie's
what'd you have for number two?
incredibly.
No.
So-
It's a well-made movie.
Whoa. You can like the story, but by
Oh,
no
boy.
means is that movie well made.
First Saw movie.
Put a pin in that. That is a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
That is a whole other
Oh,
show.
I hate the Saw
Whatever.
movies.
My number 2, while we're on the Saw theme,
What do you? Continue.
Saw theme, it is a Haba game. So it's not Saw.
Rhino,
I like it.
Huh?
Rhino Hero.
Did you see it?
No. Is that
It's
it?
Rhino Hero.
Yeah!
So Rhino
Never gets
Hero.
to talk.
Rhino Hero is a kid's game
Yeah.
at heart.
Yeah.
But this is a game that I have played more with adults,
Mhm.
and it's a eye grabber, right? It's an attention grabber, and the when you play it you're playing cards and you're making your opponents like stack up, and you're building
Stacking
this building.
Walls and floors made out of cards, bent cards.
Bent cards,
Yeah.
and you may have to make somebody move the rhino,
Rhino meeple up on top and
yeah.
balance it on
you know,
there.
up to the next card, and it gets higher and higher and higher, and you just don't want to be the last one.
You don't want to knock it over. But
To
yeah, you got
knock it
people
over.
standing around the table. Everybody's looking like, what the heck? And you're like trying to balance this meeple on top of this card tower.
I love the tension.
Yeah.
It's a very silly light game. I prefer,
Little
in my
tiny
experience, just the basic Rhino Hero.
Yep.
Like, I just like basic Rhino Hero. It is a ton of fun
Yep.
to play. Always get laughs. It's kind of like that Not So Fast that we were talking about earlier, where it's like, I shouldn't be having as much fun as I am.
Right. Yeah.
And I shouldn't be as like nerve wracked as
Yeah.
I am, but I'm just so into it and having a good time. Rhino Hero, Haba
Yeah.
Games.
It's fun.
It's fun, and you can play with kids.
Yeah.
But you can also play with a bunch of grown-ups.
Yeah.
And you know,
Like,
have a
you
few
could
beverages and have
turn
a
it
great
into
time.
a party game, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
a good time.
gosh,
Just keep
Rhino
your drinks
Hero.
off the table.
Yep.
So my number 1 follows extremely closely in the footsteps of my number 2,
Uh-oh.
as in it's the same designer,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
and it's
Who could
the
have
same
guessed?
company.
Yep.
I didn't put this on there because I thought that this might be more complicated than Taverns.
What? It's way less complicated.
Way less
than
complicated.
Taverns.
I find it
Taverns.
more complicated, but
All right,
okay.
so apart from Tim being wrong, my number 1 is the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. But everybody I've shown this to, they've enjoyed it. We've had a good time. They've always requested, hey, can you bring that game back? We're gonna want to try it again. You know, it's light enough to where you can play it in like less than an hour and
Yeah.
still have time to play like other games.
yeah.
And
Or
it's-
it again.
Or it again. Yeah,
done
I
that.
played it 2-3 times in a night at one time. So
Yeah.
it's a great
Like
game.
we've already got it out. Let's just play again.
Right, yeah. It's
Reset.
like, well, it's already here. We can just change a few of the ingredients up a little bit and try again if
I
you
haven't
want.
even done that.
Yeah.
Just played it straight up.
Well,
again.
sometimes though, once they get it, because like I try to use like some ingredients for the like your sister did for us. Right?
Oh, right,
Like,
yeah.
They wanted to make sure that we had a good play. These ones are fun. This and that. It's like, okay, well, you want to look at any of these? Maybe try some different ingredient abilities
Mm-hmm.
and say, oh yeah, let's try the blue one doing this, or oh, I can make the yellow ones to make it not explode right away.
Right,
You
yep.
know, and it kind of mixes it up and
No,
good time.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
All right.
All right, Spencer,
I love
number
how
one.
you
Uno.
just slowly just start to look toward me.
Don't disappoint us.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is
disappoint
you're going to
me
have
for
to
the
have a
last
game that is
time.
better than Quacks of Quedlinburg,
Good
which
luck.
is tough to do.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
that's
very tough to
true.
do.
Oh boy.
Well, there were two I
Smartphone.
wanted to. There were two I wanted to shout out. They were kind of, these would have been added, but I didn't know if they were really party games or not.
Okay.
And I wanted to mention them. They're not my number one.
Okay.
The number one. This one is a Meeple Circus.
That's a great.
We played the giant meeple circus.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was we played a pre-Kickstarter copy of that. at
Oh,
a
really?
Yeah,
convention
like
Oh, that-
big
before
meeples.
everything
Yeah.
shut down. Yeah,
Where-
Meeple Circus is a blast.
Meeple Circus is a great game.
Yep.
It includes an app with silly music in it,
Mhm.
and it's all actually integral to the game.
Mhm.
But I was like, I can't tell if this is a party game or not.
No.
No,
You didn't
it's
think so?
a dexterity
No,
game.
it's
not
a
all
dexterity game.
Dexterity
Sure.
game. Okay, I can give you that. The other one is a game I love, Antidote.
Mhm.
But because of its high player count, up to 8, I was like, you could just bring in the whole party. It takes almost no explaining how to play the game.
Right.
So it is a kind of a party game, but it's a little bit too thinky for a party game.
Yeah.
I think
You have to pay a lot of attention.
I think
for
your
that.
definition of party game is very different than mine.
It is.
Yeah,
It probably
it
is.
is definitely
we
different.
didn't
Like
define
party
it.
game is like laughing. It's a ruckus. That's usually what party game.
I would say
causes.
party
Antidote is
games-
just a straight deduction game.
Yeah, party games are like Just One and Codenames, and you
Okay.
know,
Even Codenames, I think, is on the fence just because I think most people play it seriously more so than
Sure.
ha ha ha. ha, But
Okay.
sure,
See, I've had the opposite experience where most of it we're just kind of like trying to get
really,
together.
yeah, okay, just different
joke
groups.
around with it. Yep.
Well, I just thought of icebreaker game that I would like to bring to the table every time, and I've done it, and people have loved it, and they always play it, especially if they aren't big into gaming. It's a good way to get them into it. Is San Juan, which you
San
mentioned.
Juan.
Oh yeah.
there
nice.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually on my top 30. I think it was in my top 10.
Might have been, yeah.
So yeah, San Juan. It's like the beginning kind of tableau builder
Yeah.
game, and
Engine, Tableau engine builder.
tableau engine builder kind of thing. So if you can teach it to your kids really easily, and if you want to try to get them into heavier games, it's a great segue into it.
Yeah. And it plays
And
pretty
it
quick.
plays really quickly, and actually it's pretty easy to find,
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
and it's not expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not like a lot to it. Like
No, there's not a lot to it. There are
component-wise.
no expansions. If you want to get into one that's more complicated, go for Race for the Galaxy.
Right.
But
Right. I wouldn't open with that one, but yeah.
I
San Juan
use
you
San
could.
Juan to
Unless
teach
you're
people
playing
how to
with
play Race for the
NASA
Galaxy.
scientists.
When I teach people how to play it, I'm like, we're going to first play a game of San Juan. And it only takes 10 minutes.
Sure.
So San Juan's my number one.
There you go.
I
That's
thought
great.
about it.
Good.
I just have been so spoiled with Puerto Rico that I just don't like San Juan as much as I wish I did. Like I don't like it as
Is
much.
San
as
Juan
these
the sequel to
games.
Puerto Rico, or is Puerto Rico the sequel to San Juan?
San Juan came out second.
I think San Juan came
Okay.
out second, yeah.
Okay, so my number one is by far my most party-ish game. Some people would just say this is a party game. I think it's more social deduction than party, but it's a party game. I accept that it is a bit of a party game. But I want to talk about it anyway. The game that I used to always play first every time anyone came over is Bang the Dice game.
Oh,
Oh.
I wouldn't
That's
call
a
that a
party
party game
game.
at all.
A lot of people, it's just a lot of laughing and like a lot of people don't even care about who each other are. They just shoot each other.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
So they don't even do the deduction.
Cash and guns.
But yeah, honestly, it's very
is
similar
true.
to
This is
Cash
true.
and Guns. But yeah, so Bang the Dice game by DV
Jockey.
DV Jockey. Yeah, so this has been one of my favorite games for a very, very, very long time. I love Bang the Dice game, and yeah, it's a little social deduction game where you're in kind of teams, but the
You
people
don't know who your
but you don't know who your
rolls.
teammates
Yeah.
are, and you're kind of just rolling Yahtzee style, getting dice, and then just shooting a bunch of people and hoping you don't kill your teammate.
Yeah.
But the game is so short, it just doesn't matter. I literally had a game once where the sheriff on his first turn, he goes first, killed the deputy. He did enough damage on his first
Wow.
turn to kill the
That is
deputy.
impressive.
And the person was just like, okay, I guess I'm not playing this game. It's like, don't worry. Now that the sheriff did that, the game will be over in 30 seconds. 'cause
Yeah.
he has no protection.
Because
Yeah.
everybody's going to gun down the sheriff.
Yeah. But yeah, so who cares what happens? But yeah.
Yeah, I
Yahtzee
just played this
style.
for the first time last night and really enjoyed it a
Yep.
lot. Yeah,
That's fun.
I get it.
Yep.
I get it.
I was really excited. I played Bang, the original, for the first time last night. And yeah, I was excited to play that and stuff. But Bang the Dice game holds a special place in my heart. I have never had a bad experience with it. You just explain the ridiculousness of what is about to happen, and then you just shoot each other.
Yep.
Yeah, I can dig
and
it.
hope
Yep.
that
Good
the
times.
arrows don't get you.
Yeah, and hope that the arrows,
Hope the arrows don't get you.
But
Oh,
they
gonna
will.
get
But
you.
they did.
They gonna get you.
They gonna get you.
Yeah, so my number one is a game that is probably the heaviest of the games on my list. I don't want Bob to see. It's the heaviest of the games on my list, but it's not really that heavy.
And this is the Taverns replacement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a dice mechanic to it that I just absolutely love. And this game I will play at the drop of a hat. I can get people to play it that don't play a lot of games. Dice Forge.
Oh, yeah.
People
Forge,
like
yeah. That is
freak
good.
out when you can
Pop
pop
the
off
face of the dice
the-
off there.
and it gets people into it.
Yeah,
And then
that's-
because then everybody is because there's a lot of different things you can pick to do, and you can really
Sure.
build up an engine. But people get so excited just building their die faces,
Yes.
and kind of like Quacks, or what was the one you were just saying? Where you're learning Concluzio, where you're playing, and you're like, oh, maybe your first game you're just kind of doing stuff to do it, and you see it, but then you're like, oh, but I'm gonna play this again, and
Yeah.
now I've got some strategy, and it also plays fast enough. Everything's happening simultaneously, like you're getting stuff on other people's turns,
right.
So
Kind
you
of like
have
space-based. Like you get stuff on other people's
so you have to
turn.
invest. You're ready to pay attention. So it's not a party game, but you can kind of relax and play it too. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer by any means
Right.
to have a lot of fun with Dice Forge.
Yeah.
And you can change the cards up to give you different levels of complexity
Right.
and everything.
But if you're playing with a bunch of hardcore gamers, boy, can you make it hardcore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's the thing is I played this
All
with
levels of people.
with all levels of people, and I've had great experiences
Yep.
every time. I've had good games and I've had
That is
terrible
a little
games,
left field
but I
there,
always have a
yeah.
good time playing Dice Forge.
Mhm.
AE, no, not AG,
No.
Asmodee,
Yeah.
and Lilybell.
And we're like, hey, let's look at it. There it is right there.
That's right here.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, Dice Forge, Lilybud.
Is that how you spell that?
Nope, Libelud.
We can't do it.
It's
I don't
hard
know.
to read.
We're
Your
sorry.
logo.
We're
We're sorry.
Your logo's tough to read. I love your game. I don't care. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Dice Forge is really good.
It is.
It's okay. You'd probably
love
say
that.
his
The
last
game
name
is
wrong
better
if
than the
you did.
logo.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do like I love that crystal on the front. 'Cause It makes me
Yes.
think of Dark Crystal.
Yeah, when I got
no,
Sarah
yeah,
too, she's like, oh,
exactly.
that's a pretty crystal. I'm like, let's play the game.
Yep.
'Cause she-
Oh. So yeah, that is my number one.
Yeah.
I honestly, any of these games, you guys all have great lists.
Mhm.
Like these are all good.
Yeah. What games do you guys play like at the beginning to kind of like break the ice or to
That aren't party games.
that aren't party games?
We had to do it. You have to do
They
it.
mostly
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
mostly.
surprised you
Mostly
didn't
that.
have like Welcome to or
I
I thought I was
I
waiting
did-
for the roll and
I
rights.
know.
thing.
Well, I did Quix, and
come-
because that was my first and my
Sure.
lightest one. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's good. I mean, I had a roll and write
yeah.
on mine.
I mean, I did double down on the Schmidt-Spiel games.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
they're
all right.
They're just good. You know, like and then this thing before I realized it too. I was like, I wrote them all down, and then I was like getting through the. I was like, oh, is he like the same people?
Well-
so what? They're good.
So that's what you got two North Star games. You got two Haba games like between us. We got two Puzzling Pixel games, which is a small
Yeah.
publisher, which that says a lot for them.
That's cool.
And then I don't know, AEG. There's a ton of them. Space
Yeah.
Base and Love Letter, but there's a zillion AEG games. It's a big one.
Sure.
But Alderac Entertainment.
Yeah. Something you
something
won't
like that.
find on a nice, easy
Yeah.
intro is a Mind Clash game.
Oh!
They're just so good and so big and complex that it's not an intro game. It's just
Right.
you're diving
Yeah,
deep.
like Bob's like, so you've never played a game before? Let's play an acronym.
Yeah, that's great. It's time travel, so it'll take as long as we need it to take.
You know
You
what?
ain't kidding.
That's why Bob likes it so much, though, because he can take back his previous turns.
That's right. I'm gonna retcon that. I'm gonna go back in time and then redo this turn and then go back again.
Well, I will play Tricarion, and
Yeah.
then by the time that we're finished playing that, the Victorian age will have come back.
Hey, in all fairness, sometimes though, when you are teaching a game to like 2 or 3 other people, you don't pay as much attention to your stuff. Your turns are kind of just in the background, and then you're like, oh crap, I meant to do this, and you hope that they, have mercy on you.
Whatever.
But yeah, so anyways, what are your icebreaker games? Let us know. Also, don't forget to look at our Facebook page and the Board Game Mechanics page.
Yes.
They're pretty okay for that Abomination contest.
Yeah.
And coming up, we will have a subscription drive. We will talk more about that next week. So stay tuned. We will post all the details on Facebook and social medias, whatever.
In all
Hit me
those
up.
places.
So anyways, guys, thank you for subscribing, sharing, and liking. As always, we are so glad to be able to do this for you. Let us know. Talk to us.
Yep. We also have a lot of sister little channels.
Yeah,
like,
do not forget the miniature rundown.
Yep.
And
Yeah, we're under an umbrella here with a bunch of
yeah,
different.
Game Talk Network.
Game Talk Network.
Also on Facebook. Find us on YouTube.
Yep. Make sure you're ringing that bell so that you can get our notifications for these Kickstarters and stuff and the contests. You know, like when it's going to be done.
And plus, every time Bob hears a bell, he starts to salivate.
That's
and it's
true.
fun to watch him
He's like, "Give me
drool in that
treats.
beard.
I like treats.
It's really weird.
So for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Dan.
I've been Spencer.
We'll see you next time, and disregard Spencer's news. Trust but verify. Thanks for watching.
You know what? I will flip them just for you, Spencer.
You know this is Spencer the show, so you better.
And I'm not going to flip the one focus.
We need tight zoom on Spencer.
Tight zoom. Yeah, and things fail
That's
on
my
my
favorite kind of zoom.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.